in here and he's got Mike, and your channel is?
KNL Firewood.
KNL Firewood. It's a good channel you guys need to watch. You came up just to visit with Tony?
Yeah. Tony reached out to me when I got my Axis, and we've just kind of hit it off, and we've talked on the phone, we've texted back and forth, and I thought, you know what, I've got a few days off, I'm just going to go up and see him. And then he said, hey, Chris is right down the road, let's go see Chris.
Yeah. And you're from where?
Indiana, Central Indiana.
You came all the way up just to see this guy?
Yeah, right?
You see?
Holy smokes. Firewood people are so similar.
We're crazy people.
Crazy people. And we were saying, it's almost like being brothers because you have the same passions, the same likes, the same interests, and just good people for the most part.
Yeah,
so how long have you been doing firewood then?
So we've been burning at our house for 10 or 12 years. Just this May is when I started selling it. I started looking a couple years ago on YouTube for a new splitter, and that's when I ran into all you guys. And just watch you guys, kind of an addict on watching the YouTube guys. But found a new splitter, found new chainsaws, found new friends, found a new community.
A whole new life.
Yeah, really. So after I'm at my day job all day, thinking about firewood. Can't wait to get home.
Like the rest of us.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah,
which is silly.
And so now you got this splitter. What did you get?
I have Easton made Axis. Just
nice.
Like he's got.
He graduated immediately from a box store to
the Axis.
Yeah, that's one step further than a lot of people.
The very first one I had, my nephew and I both threw $75 at one at an auction. And it had like a 30-second cycle, and it wouldn't push through anything. And we thought we were in high cotton.
Still better than in a mall all day long.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It'll work all day. So what do you think you could do like in an hour? Could you get a face core done in an hour? Or?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's about what my place
if you had it all bucked and ready to go, for sure.
Yeah, and now with the Axis, you can do probably a full cord an hour.
I bet.
Yeah. And so did you get the elevator and everything too?
I did.
How's that working for you?
It's got a few quirks, but I've adapted it a little bit, and it works pretty well. What I do is I throw all my stuff that we burn at our house, I throw all that into the conveyor, and it piles up in a IBC tote, and all the good stuff I just stack by hand.
So you started selling this spring. Did you run out of wood?
Almost immediately.
Yeah.
I thought, but there might be a few people that might want some, and my wife is by background, she's in marketing, so she's pretty good with the Google My Business and the Facebook thing, and she got us a pretty good presence out there, and the phone kind of rings off the hook. Yeah. So much so where while I'm at work, I have to forward my phone calls to her. She works from home, so she'll field all the firewood calls from home while I'm at work. Otherwise, it was just blowing up.
Everyone that I've talked to has had the same problem. They think, that's what I thought in the beginning. I had 40 face cores. I have a lot of wood. Because my wife says, why don't you sell some of it? Like, okay. I thought it would take like all winter, and like 2 weeks it was gone.
Yeah.
It's everybody I talk to, same thing. It just sells so fast. It's because people want it, and I think they're sick and tired of buying the bundles at the gas station that don't burn.
At $6 a bundle.
Yeah, and they want to get bulk. Even if you're bringing in a fireplace just for fun, you're going to go through a face cord pretty easily, or a third of a cord, and so, buying it for 100, 110, 120, whatever you're paying for it is still a lot. It's half the price of what you pay at buying bundles.
Yeah.
Because bundles, it takes 42 bundles to make a face cord or a third of a cord. At $5 a pop, that's $200 and some dollars, $240, something like that, $220.
A bunch.
Yeah, it's twice as much. Yeah, and it doesn't even burn.
That's it.
How disappointing.
Yeah. Well, there's some that I found that has been dry, but for the most part, a lot of it I find is
I saw your video when you went around and saw.
I do that all the time.
That's pretty cool.
Yesterday I was at a store and I was looking at it, and the stuff they had there actually looked pretty good and dry. It was cracked on the edge. It looked like it was a little weathered. I think it might have been kiln dried also, so it was actually pretty dry. Yeah. But there's a lot of stuff, you look at it and you can just tell it was just cut. And it's got moisture in the bag or whatever, in the wrapping. Yeah. So it's good stuff.
You light that on fire and these boils.
That's it. You see it sizzle and steam out the end.
If you can get it to
that's it.
Fire up. Because I've had people I deliver to, and they're like, I bought this wood and I can't even get it to burn. I tell them, well, the good news is it'll be good next year.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll have to use that.
Yeah. So what's your goal? What do you want to do? I mean, how?
As far as firewood?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that it's kind of endless with the rising cost of fuel. I think it's just going to become more popular. People are camping. You try to reserve a campsite in Indiana. I don't know how it is here, but it's
months in advance.
6 months in advance, if you can do it. Yeah. So I think those people are still going to buy. I could sell as much as I could produce. I really think so. I don't know that. Maybe 20 cords this coming year.
Full cords?
Full cords. If I could do 20 full cords, that'd be a nice goal. I don't know that I'll get there, but we'll try.
It all comes down to is how much work can you do?
How much time?
Do you have?
Yeah.
It is. It's just a hobby for me. I really enjoy doing it.
Yeah. That's what I used to say too.
Yeah, I know.
No, it's a job, but I still like it. I mean, I still enjoy it a lot. I mean, I want to be out here more than anything else.
Yeah.
So what do you have for a tractor?
So I have a Cub Cadet Yanmar.
Oh, okay.
For a few years, Cub Cadet and Yanmar were married. They've since divorced. They've gone their separate ways. But it's a 40 horse LX 410.
Oh, yeah.
Just put a third function on it with a grapple.
Oh,
I've got the Titan grapple.
You just got the Titan grapple.
Holy smokes.
Yeah,
Are you Polish too?
I'm not.
Oh, well, we
can't
hold it.
Yeah.
See,
we can't hold it against him.
No, we'll let you go this time.
Yeah.
Okay. I appreciate that.
At least he's from the Midwest.
That's one mark. Right?
Oh, okay.
It seems like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, a few from Michigan, and that's a big part of the firewood community that I watch.
There are some in the Northwest, but I don't think we get. A lot of Canadians.
Okay.
I get a lot of European people
Internationals,
too. Yeah.
Finland,
Oh, you're
Netherlands.
Yeah, it's really weird when you first start looking. If you looked at your statistics on your channel for viewers from other countries, I bet you'll be shocked.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, it's in your analytics. Look it up. 'Cause I last time I looked at it, 55 countries. Saudi Arabia, Greece, Ireland. A lot of people from England, Great Britain, Finland, Australia, New Zealand, India. It's just everywhere. It's everywhere. Okay. Countries I've never heard of.
I'll have to check that out.
Well, how many times do you get comments of, I don't do wood, but I enjoy listening to the sound of the splitting or...
Yeah.
Well, that's it for me too. And sure, you guys too. But when you hear a log splitter go through that wood and it cracks, and the other thing that I like, I've mentioned this to another guy, listening to dump trailers go up. That is so satisfying.
The number one I think that people like to listen to is the bowling pin sound hitting when you're dumping.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
just
if you're
that.
On cement,
That's it.
Yeah. Well, the camera's right there, and those first couple pieces when they hit this, like sounds like bowling
that
pin.
noise. There's just something about it.
Yeah. Here's the next most important question.
Okay.
Chainsaw. What do you got?
Oh.
He's not going to be very happy, is he?
Yeah. Well.
I like steel. They're nice. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
As long as he gets a free one, he'll like it.
It's just what I landed on.
And what did you get?
So I started off with an MS210, just a little one, and then I bought an 064, which is a great big one. So I've got a real small one and a great big one, and then I traded some firewood this year to a guy for a 391, and then I bought a MS400.
Oh, 400, nice. I saw a Ren when I,
Yep. No, you did not run the 400.
400 I did, yeah.
No.
You'll have
it
a
looked
chance.
like
I
nice.
got it with.
Oh, you have it with you?
Yes.
Oh, go get it! What are you waiting
Yes.
for? We got wood to cut. You're a steel guy, and you brought your chainsaw with you.
I did.
It's a steel 400,
It
correct?
sure is.
Why don't you
You
grab
want to
it?
see it?
Yeah, let's see it.
I'm going to show you.
Oh, wow, look at this.
Take a look at
Very
that.
nice. Look
Now,
look what
I
he did
just
here.
want you to know this is a Wisconsin saw
I see that. It's
that
got
was
the sticker on
shipped
it.
to Indiana.
So his idea of the zip tie thing that I have is he's got just a piece of wire. And this is what gauge is this?
It's THH and electrical
So it's
wire.
heavy duty.
So it's
So you
heavier.
can bend it out of the way. Very
Yeah,
nice. That's
yeah.
a good idea. Isn't that an easy way to do
Easy.
it?
I did the zip ties for a minute, and when I set them on the ground and something else is up to it, and you pick a saw up, then the zip ties like this. You're like, well, that's not going to be good.
That's why I put 3 of them on now.
Yeah.
I've got mine set up so that there's 3 feelers out there. I would
Great
put,
idea. Stole it from you. Petty theft.
Put some pink tape on the end. It makes it cut better.
Oh yeah. But it does.
Pink tip. Got it. Okay, so now we're talking about the wood and what you have available to you.
Yeah.
You live in a pretty much a farm type area.
Central Indiana, super flat. Most of the forests are taken down. They're little forest areas, but nothing like up here. I'm not able to get truckloads of logs. When we first started burning wood, I got in contact with a couple tree service guys. There's a place where they can take and dump in town, but it's only open from, I think, April to November. So right now is kind of my busy time to collect wood because they'll bring it to my house.
Right.
They don't have any place to take it.
So just hoard it for now.
Yeah, they bring it out and dump it, but
Oh, nice.
at my
nice.
house, I don't.
That's it.
So you don't even pay for that?
No,
Oh,
but
that's great.
they bring me more
It's
than I
tree
can.
service wood.
It's tree
Remember.
service wood,
Right.
and they bring me more than I can burn. So I've got this enormous inventory of of wood I got to get split and got to get sold, or it's just going to rot.
And what do you generally get?
A lot of it's maple. Of course,
good.
you get some cottonwood. I've got quite a bit of Osage orange right now, which is
nice.
great.
Yeah.
I just picked up a couple trailer loads of locust, walnut, of course oak, ash is real prevalent
For now.
For now,
Until it dies.
Yeah, a little bit of poplar, mostly hardwoods. I do get some pine from the guys occasionally. We were talking about that earlier for campground customers.
Yeah. That's good. You got a good variety. And are you going to try to separate it out so you can sell it by species, or just mix it?
All of my hardwoods right now are mixed. I have separated the pine. Now, if I have a whole pile of maple and it fills up a basket and it's all maple, then that's just what happened. It wasn't that I intended to make it all maple.
Right. And what's the going rate in your area for a face cord? Do you do it by third cords, I'm assuming?
Right. Which is about a truckload for me. We put it in there. $100 is what we were selling it for. I originally thought that was going to be too expensive, and I never sell it, and it went fast. So next year it's going to be $120.
I'm telling all my people now, as I'm delivering, my prices are going up $10. Number one, because it's costing me money for gas.
Fuel cost,
which is understandable, and everybody else is going up. I should have gone up sooner. So now, tell me about your community. How big is it? What's your reach as far as volume of people in your?
So the town that I live in, or the outskirts of the town that I live in, is about 1,200 people. Pretty small town. But then the town that I work in is about 60,000.
Oh, nice. Nice.
So there's people around
nice.
that want it.
People.
Yeah.
If you don't have any people, you're not going to sell much. I mean, unless you're like my brother up in northern Wisconsin. He lives in a very small town. Next closest town is a couple thousand people, but everybody heats with wood. He's got a good product. He works hard, and people really like his stuff. He's never advertised. He sells out every year. Very nice. The nice I saw this. How many cc's?
I think 66. Without looking at the chart, I don't know.
Very nice. And Tony brought his 500, didn't you?
Yes. Yep.
We're going to start these up, and we're going to cut some wood.
That sounds like a plan.
I have a pile right here. So now, Tony, you've had your 500 for how long?
Since early spring. Probably around March, late February, March.
And I've ran yours and it works. I like it. I like it a lot. It can stay here. And then you got yours, Mike, how long ago?
It was earlier this summer, probably
about 2 months ago.
Actually, yeah, maybe this fall, a couple months ago. I got it because of Tony. I had a channel or had a video on there. Tony hooked me up with it. There was a dealer up here that had one. I couldn't find anywhere else. He found it. The guy shipped it to me. So it's
well, that's good.
Yeah.
So now, the 500 is how many cc? It's like 82-ish?
79.
Oh, 79? I thought it was just a little, okay, so 79-ish. And the 400 is about 66?
We think it's 66.
Somewhere in there. Somebody, I'm sure we're going to be correct.
Oh, yeah,
here.
I'm sure we will.
Somebody will tell us it's 66.3952. Don't you know anything?
I don't.
Somebody will correct us.
That's it.
So,
all I know is it works.
It works, right. Now, this I've run, and it's wicked fast.
Yeah, I've not run that yet. I'm excited.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. It's really, really nice and fast. And this one, I'm sure is going to cut every bit as good, but what intrigues me about the 400 is the size and the weight comparison. Because I know cutting with my saws, I have the Husqvarna 572 and 576s. That's what I have, and I've got a 592 coming. But you can only run them for so long and your arms are dead.
Right.
Whereas a little bit smaller saw, I think you could run longer. Although you get a faster cut, but you can cut longer. So there's that. We're talking
Good
about
balance in between.
Yeah. You want to find the sweet spot as far as the saw that's going to be best for you and for your needs. And Tony's solution is buy them all.
Yeah. I've got that old saw, that 064. Man, it's so heavy. You can really tell a difference between that saw and this saw. And that's old technology, and this is new technology.
Right.
But man, there's no comparison when you drop the weight in them. Man, you can just run them all day, and they're fun.
And this one, right now they run how much?
As far as cost?
Cost, yes.
$1,400, and it varies depending on the bar that you want, $20 or $30, but they're roughly around $1,400.
Right, and then this one's $1,000.
Under 1,000, yeah. Depending again whether you get the light doors.
So that's a big difference.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna buy 2 saws for production, or if you're gonna have 3 saws, like I like 3 or 4 saws, this is a little pricey. If you get 3 of them, you're talking almost $5,000. Whereas you can get 3 of these for $3,000. That's a big difference.
Yeah.
And is it that much better?
You'll see.
You'll see, yeah. And it's not a matter of being better. It's what's best for you. Everybody thinks you got to have the biggest, baddest, meanest saw. Not necessarily. You want to have the right saw.
Yeah.
And if you start cutting volume like you're talking about, possibly,
you'll find that you want to do it quickly.
Yeah.
And Chris pointed out with his 576 when we started using it, the speed that you pick up in the CC, the larger CC saws, makes a huge difference. I didn't really think about it, but then when you start like this 500 and you cut a load of wood like we're going to start doing here, you notice it immediately.
Yeah, when you switch back and forth, when you take what my brother would call a little weenie saw and you're cutting with, you go, oh, I'm doing pretty good, this is nice, I'm cutting it, everything's going great, and you cut a tank and then you pick up the other saw, it's like holy smokes, it's like, then you go back to the little saw, it's like, throw that thing away.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's almost you never use it to bam or something.
But if you're going to cut all day long, you know,
it's a difference.
Might be better. And if you're not cutting huge production, you know, that might be better. And if you're carrying it in the woods all day, that might be better.
All factors. Right?
Yeah,
if you're doing trimming, if you're doing knocking trees down and trimming, a 261 really is the key saw.
Right.
You know, if you had one saw, that's probably...
When people ask me, you know, what's the best size saw to have? Well, for a homeowner, somewhere between 50 and 60 cc's is
plenty.
Plenty. It's all I had. I had a 55, well, I had a 455 Rancher for years that I used for cutting wood. And I started selling wood, and my brother said, you need to get a better saw, a bigger saw. And I said, no, this one cuts just fine, because I didn't know.
So which one was that?
Well, your brother says you're cheap.
No, which saw was it?
455.
So was that your weenie saw?
That was a weenie saw.
Okay.
Well, I had one before that, too. I had a couple other little bitty ones, like I had a Pool on Wild thing.
I had a Pool on, too.
We all had Pool on Wild things.
You know, the one that I had, though, I used it quite a bit for just trimming. It was nice and small and light, and I took it on like hunting properties where I was cutting shooting lanes. It was great.
It was.
Nice.
That's why I ended up buying a steel, because the Pool and I had just a piece of junk. And I was like, I'm just going to go buy a nice saw, and I did, and haven't looked back.
Yeah, and people, you know, they cringe at the cost of, you know, what they are. But once you have one, you know right away. Like this old saying goes, you know, pay high once and cry once. Yeah. Or you can pay a little and cry often, because you're gonna have to keep buying over and over and over until you get the right one, and you learn the hard way. So we're gonna fire these bad boys up. We're gonna do some cutting and kind of do some comparisons and talk about it. So
sounds good.
We already warmed them up, so we're gonna get cutting right now. I'm gonna cut with the 400.
Pull the thing now.
Pull the thing?
Pull the thing.
That's what you always tell me, guys. Pull the thing! Pull the thing!
Initial impression.
My initial impressions, it's nice, but the 500's faster.
Yeah.
I just find myself working a little harder, because I'm used to my saws, and this is sharp, but it's not. I think your rakers need to come down a bit, because I had to work a little bit on it, and I mean, it's a very nice saw. I like the weight of it and everything, but I think touch it up a little bit, take the rakers down a bit, and then I'll try it again. I went in and I sharpened the chain, and now it should make a difference for cutting. It was okay before, but it needed a little bit, and I took the rakers down just a smidge, so I think it's gonna cut better now, so we'll find out. We'll see what happens here. You gotta run it a little bit to know. That's what you want. It's the chips are bigger now too, I could tell. Yeah, it's sharp now. So now I'm gonna run the 500 and see the difference. It cut nice. It's a nice size saw. I like it.
All right, let me help you check. Hang on.
Now we're gonna try the 500 out. Even sounds cleaner.
have too much fun.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
So, the 400 is very nice. It cuts great. It was sharp, it was cutting good, but I could just tell I'm just used to a bigger saw. It's a very nice saw. I would, if I was gonna cut all day long, be in the woods, it would be nice. But that 500 just screams. It's got so much more high end. It's got more RPMs, whatever it's got it. There's a big difference between a 65 and an 80 cc saw. That 15 cc.
Until you handle it, you really can't feel it.
You don't know.
But once you try it, and Mike will try it here very shortly and see the difference.
Yeah.
It's all in the feel, and you can see the production that you're getting out of it.
Well, there's nothing wrong at all with the 400.
No,
but
absolutely
the 500
nothing.
It's just got more chain speed. It sounds nastier. It sounds meaner. The 400's nice. The 500 is what I would buy. Just saying. But I'm not buying a steel yet. Okay, so we ran the saws, and the 400 very nice. I like it a lot. We got it sharp, so it's cutting really good now. But there's a difference, those 15 cc's, and I know, Mike, when you ran, I could tell right away you started smiling.
Yeah.
It's just faster.
There's quite a bit of difference.
Yeah, you notice it right. If you cut enough too, you'll notice it even more. Because I've cut in so many different chainsaws over the years, trying other people's stuff out, and mine and my brother's and people that have brought them here. And the 500 is a screamer. It just is. But there's nothing wrong with any of the other saws. If they're sharp and they're running.
I promise you, if you go buy one of these things and take it home and run it, you're like, oh my gosh, it's awesome. But then you run one of those,
and then
you're on a different level.
Depression sets in.
Yeah, different level.
Yeah, it is. It cuts. It's a high-end pro saw.
That's it.
And it's got, like my dad would say, it's got balls. It goes. It just goes. And yeah, this is real comparable to my Husqvarna's, my 572s and 576s.
Right, exactly.
Very similar. When I run them, it's like, yeah, it seems just the same. It cuts just the same. And then this, to me, is better than what I used to have by far. I mean, my 55cc.
The Rancher.
Yeah, or any of the other steels that I've run. People that have brought here, it was a 261, I think. Chris?
Yeah, well, that's the pro saw, the two. But once again, I think it's a 50cc saw.
Right, nice.
But
it's a nice saw.
it's
you're
just waiting. It's like, okay, it's cutting.
Because you get used to the speed.
Because once you get used to that,
and these, when you're running them, I don't want to say it's scary, but you're like,
you've got to watch it
because it's
you know you got something in your hand when you pull the trigger on that.
Yeah. The first time I ran a 576 after going from my 455 Rancher, I was just like, holy crap, I had no idea.
You got to hang
like
on
I was
with
telling
both
you,
hands.
it's like the difference of driving, a Chevy Chevette compared to a Corvette.
Yeah.
There's a difference.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
They'll both get you to the same spot.
Yeah.
But in how fast.
Yeah. And I know guys like to talk about, horsepower and size and all this stuff, size especially. But you got to pay more for it. It's just the way it is. I mean, you got to pay an extra $500, and for the average guy that's going to cut,
it's not worth it.
Your own wood, this is the one to get.
Yeah, even a 261 for somebody who's occasionally using it, more than enough saw.
But like we were talking about, if you're going production and you want to actually work and produce as much as you can, speed's everything.
Yeah. And as you get older, you don't have that much time left, so you better start doing fast.
And we picked these up. There's almost no difference in weight.
Yeah, they're very.
Although he's got a light bar on the 500, and I just got the regular bar, but really fueled up, same size bar, almost identical.
And you saw the difference in the balance. Yours is nose heavy, but that could just be the bar.
Right.
But then that is balanced at 25-inch or 24-inch bar, whichever you want to call it, on that saw. It's just perfectly balanced.
Right.
I shut that off.
Okay, just checking. So yeah, great saws. They cut good. We had some fun. We made some chips. How do you like cutting cherry?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
we
nice
don't
wood.
get much of it. It's beautiful. It's fun to split. It smells good.
Yeah, it smells awesome. It's like my favorite wood of all of it, just because it's easy to cut, easy to split, smells good, sells
And it
good,
starts
dries
so fast.
starts easy.
Yeah.
Well, the bark has got like an accelerant, like almost like birch does. It just starts easy. It's just really nice wood. The only bad thing is it doesn't put out as much BTUs as over hickory. So your wood snobs are like, oh, cherry.
Yeah.
Give me hard maple. Give me hickory. Give me Osage orange. And you have Osage orange. We don't even have it here.
A little bit.
Well, that's pretty awesome. So there you go. We ran the saws. You got to see them, got to play with them. We got to touch them. And so that's it for today, folks. Thanks for watching. Tomorrow, you know what you're going to do. You're going to come back. Between now and then, get outside, get cutting.
Good night, Irene.
There you go. How do you end your video?
I say, now you put me on the spot.
Oh, boy.
I get to work because this stuff doesn't split itself. That's what I say.
That's a good one. Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm going to steal it. No, I won't steal it.
All right. Well, thanks, Chris, for having me out.
Hey, thanks for coming. It was nice seeing you. Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you.
Next time I get to the big state of
Indiana.
That's what I was going to say. I almost said Iowa.
No, don't. You're going the wrong direction.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, come to Indiana anytime. Stop by.
Sounds great. Well, I got to go deliver some wood. Did you hear that? Listen.
Gonna pick up some Benjamins, I think.
I hear Uncle Benjamin calling me. I got to go pick him up.
All right. Well, have a good time.
Yeah,
See
see
ya.
ya.